This book is about the war in Iraq, and it explores what happens in a space of about 10 days after an attack in which a 10-year-old boy is killed and two young American soldiers, they're both 18, are left wondering what was their role in that killing. And the soldier who's the main character has traumatic brain injury, which is one of the signature injuries of this war. And it interferes with his ability to understand what happened, but there are also things in his heart that are keeping him from really understanding what happened. Matt Duffy awoke to a tingling sensation in his foot. He lifted his head and took in the sight of a man in green scrubs standing at the end of the bed. The sensation in his foot, it seemed, had something to do with the man. Can you feel that, Private? Matt closed his eyes, let his head fall back on the pillow, and a terrible throbbing started at the base of his skull. The tingling in his foot grew stronger, annoying, a series of pinpricks. Matt opened his eyes, looked past the man in scrubs, and saw that he was in a long, narrow room with 2 rows of metal beds. Across from him, a soldier in a gray t-shirt and shorts sat on the edge of the mattress. The soldier, a baby-faced kid with red hair and freckles, seemed to be staring at something in his lap. Matt squinted. The kid wasn't holding anything at all, it turned out. He was looking at his right arm, at a tight, flesh-colored bandage that ended in a stump where his hand should have been. Another, sharper jab at his foot. "Private Duffy," said the man at the end of the bed. The man had dark, almond-shaped eyes, and he was wearing a Hawaiian print surgical cap. He was, apparently, probing the sole of Matt's foot with something sharp. "Can you feel that?" A voice, thick and slow, said something that sounded like yes. It was, Matt realized, his voice. Another pinprick, this time on his leg. "And that?" Matt nodded. He looked down toward the foot of the bed. The feet sticking out from the green army blanket were pale and almost delicate, not like his at all. He bit his lip and concentrated. The toes moved. "Good." The man came around from the foot of the bed to his side. "Now your fingers." His fingers also cooperated while Matt watched, as if from far away. "Your legs?" It took all his strength, but he was able to raise them one at a time, a half-inch off the bed. The man leaned over and put one hand on each side of Matt's neck. Face to face like this, Matt could see that he was young, that he had a chickenpox scar on his forehead. Was he a doctor or some kind of medic? He turned Matt's head ever so slightly, and a sharp, hot stab of pain shot down his neck. Pain so intense it brought tears to Matt's eyes. "That hurts." The man sounded pleased. "Good. Pain is good. Better than the alternative." He made some notes on a clipboard. "Probable TBI," he said, almost to himself. Then he looked up at Matt. "Traumatic brain injury." He frowned, hurriedly making some more notes. "I'll order up some tests for language retrieval, cognitive functioning." Panic washed over Matt, and he strained to understand. Cognitive problems, what did that mean? He tried to speak, but the doctor, or whoever he was already on his way out of the ward. Matt wanted to ask what had happened to him, to ask about the other guys in his squad, and to ask him to please bring him some water. But a powerful weariness pressed down on him. He fought to keep it at bay, blinking once, then once more. Then he closed his eyes and surrendered to it. The noises in the room, the hum of voices, the steady beep of a machine nearby, the faint trill of a phone, all faded to a low drone. And for a moment, before he lost consciousness, Matt saw a little Iraqi boy standing at the end of an alley. The alley was littered with debris. There was an overturned car in the middle of the street, a candy wrapper fluttering from a coil of razor wire, a stray dog nosing through a pile of trash. From far away, the high-pitched wail of the muezzin pierced the air, calling the faithful to prayer. Then there was a sudden, silent flash of light, and the boy was lifted off his feet. He seemed to be smiling as he flew through the crayon blue sky, smiling and slowly paddling his arms like a swimmer, until finally All Matt could see were the soles of his shoes as he was lifted higher and higher, far above the burning city.